All right, welcome back. So I ran out of time on the other recording, and I thought rather than rush through this last couple of things I had to say, I thought I'd just start a new video. I promise this one's much shorter. I just wanted to talk to you about a few words in this unit that students sometimes struggle with and give you some explanations of how to keep them straight. So, first two are hackneyed and jaded. Students sometimes get these two mixed up, and it's easy to understand why. Because if we look at their definitions, they both seem to reference something being overused. Hackneyed used so often as to lack freshness, jaded, wearied, worn out, or dulled by excessive indulgence. But here's how to think about them separately. Hackneyed is usually used to refer to the words or phrases themselves. Hackneyed describes something that is overused, overdone, overplayed, etc. Jaded, on the other hand, usually refers instead to the way somebody feels about something they're tired of. So, like, would describe the overused thing itself as hackneyed, but the person who's tired of it, the person who is feeling worn out or wearied by it, they would be described as jaded. So that's the difference. The thing being overdone is hackneyed. The person feels jaded about that thing being overdone. The other two words that students struggle with in this unit are umbrage and unctuous. And I think the two confusing things about this is that, number one, they're both U words. And number two, we probably haven't heard of them before. So they're both pretty new to us. They don't really mean anything near the same thing, but students still get them confused because of their similarities in the first letter. So umbrage is usually, and now not always, but it's usually used with the word take. If you take umbrage with something, you're annoyed by it. You take offense to it. Think about the best way for me to explain this would be if you're a Harry Potter fan, even just the movies. Think about Professor Umbridge. You know, she's annoying, she's offensive, and J.K. Rowling actually named her because of this word. She wanted to name the character something that would represent how awful she was. Unctuous, on the other hand, it's used to describe something or someone, typically, that is too smug or too smooth. It's usually a negative connotation. When I think of unctuous, I think of that, like, skeevy used car salesman stereotype. You know, somebody who just seems to be trying too hard. They've got this big fake smile on their face, and maybe they talk just a little too enthusiastically, that to the point where you get kind of a bad vibe from them. That would be unctuous. And so those are the four words: umbrage, unctuous, hackneyed, and jaded. I would suggest that for those four words you pay particular attention to when you're studying to make sure that you know their definitions and you're not getting them confused with each other.